G'day there, Roundy here. Welcome to my first attempt at making a Wargames video. I thought I'd kick things off with a game of Triumph. A great little system that's easy to learn, but in my opinion hard to master. Today's dust up will be Assyrians vs late Hittites. 6 pieces of terrain were generated in the pre-game setup. A terrain card is pulled as pictured here, and as the Assyrians won the advantage, they get to place the terrain on the table. Right, here we have both armies fully deployed on the table and ready to go. Let's take a look at the respective forces before we start rolling any dice. On the opposite side we have the Assyrians. They've deployed 2 units of horde opposite the village, supported by 2 light foot. The mounted infantry is next to them, and they will dismount into raiders once they get within 4 MU of the enemy. Next to them we have some archers and the 2 units of heavy chariots in the centre. The blue one with the brolly is the general for the game. He is supported by a unit of spearmen, a unit of elite cavalry, and there's 2 skirmishers ready to move into the field, and on the opposite side of the field we have the elite cavalry and a horse bow in support. The Assyrians will use a blue dice for their rolls in the game today. Moving across to the Hittite army, in front of the camp they've deployed all their light foot, all 4 stands, a unit of bow levy, 2 units of heavy infantry in the centre, supported by all their chariots. Now the chariot in the rear with the 2 runners is the general, the 5 in the front are just normal chariots. Right over in their far flank on the hill, watching the proceedings, is a lone base of skirmishers. Right, the Assyrians have first turn of the game, and they're going to roll their pip dice, and they're going to get a 5. Right, well first of all, I think they'll move their main battle line forward. So as they're moving as a group, they can only move as fast as the slowest unit in the battle line. And that will be the heavy infantry. So that's 1. The second pit will be to move the skirmishers through here. 2. Third pit will be to move up the the Jav Cav and the elite Cav and the horse bow. And then for the last 2 pips, we will double move up the horde. The Hittites, who are using white dice for this game, are going to roll 5 as well. They're moving 2 of the chariots over there. The light foot will move into the village. The skirmisher will move down off the hill and join the 2 chariots. The rest of the battle line will come forward. The bow levy move in behind these guys. Next up we have the Assyrian turn 2. And they've got 6 pips. I think they move the horde forward for 1, just to try and see off their village. The main battle line will come forward. Again as a group, which just costs 1 pip. The Lightfoot will move forward to the edge of the field. They'll just sit inside so they can't get bandixed by the chariots. It takes us down to 2. For our last pip, these boys will wheel around and face the approaching chariots. Right, let's see how the Hittites do on their second turn. They've also rolled 6 pips. Nice. I think they're going to start by expanding out their Lightfoot. That's 4. No, not going to be able to do that. Five, 6. Back to the Assyrians for turn 3. And they've rolled another 6. Well, there's no pip shortage, that's for sure. What to do, what to do. I think the horde will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. The Assyrians have moved up on the far end of the field to try and contest the village and stop the Hittite infantry from moving around the flank. Over to the Hittites. 3, just 3 pips this time. Well, I think what the Hittites want to do is get a conclusion on this side of the field. So they're going to spend 2 pips and go in here, and then they'll spend a second pip and go here. Sorry, that's cost 2. 1 for the chariots and 1 for the single guy there. And then they're going to use their last pip just to cover their flank. They don't want these guys whipping around on here, but they also don't want to be in Zoc range of these guys. So they're going to force them to come out into the open if they want to Zoc these guys and stop them from moving. Right, let's have a few combats. It's the Hittites' turn, so they get to choose the order of the combats, and I think they will start here. Chariot versus cavalry is 3, horsebow versus mounted is 3, but they are overlapped down to a 2. So 2 and 3 is 5 versus 9. So it's not a double, it's just a pushback. Now we have the same thing. Chariot versus mounted is 3. Elite cavalry versus mounted is 3. Overlap 2. Oh, so we get to 4, 6. So these guys will go back. Over to the Assyrian turn. Six pips again. Sweet bananas. How did that happen? You can see here the line has got quite broken up, so it's going to cost a lot of pips to sort that out. Also, the problem the Assyrians have got is this guy is now pretty close to being able to lap around. They are not close enough anywhere else to put some more pressure on the Hittite line, so they have to sort out this mess on this side of the table and also move forward to try and put pressure elsewhere in the game. So what I think they're going to do is they're going to move forward They're going to move here forward here for 1. They're going to move these guys up and across for 2. Spearman's going to head this way. 3. 4, and we'll zock that guy there. 5, we have 1 left, and I think we're going to use it to bring these guys forward. Right, just 1 combat in the centre here. The elite cavalry versus the Hittite chariot. They're both on 3s, but of course they're overlapped, so they're going to. So that's a 4-4. That's a stick. Not quite the result the Assyrians were hoping for. Let's try the Hittite turn. Oh, that'll be a cocked dice. 4. Could be worse. Lots of options here. Lots of options. One, two, three, four. Go in, I say. It's the only way to win. Right, let's have a look at these combats right here. It is the Hittites' turn, so they get to choose the order. Had to be mounted, mismounted here, 3-3. Again, the same, 3-3, both generals, so that goes up to a 4-4. And then 3-3 here, but they have an overlap, so that would go down to a 2. So that's the obvious place to start. Let's see what we can do. 6-3, that's not good for the Hittites. That's a win to the Assyrians, and that pushes them back. Now, do they take a chance and go with a 3-3 here? If they lose, they'll hang their general out to die. Or do they go general on general with a 1-1? I think they'll try and place a safer game and go general versus general. That turned out to be a good plan. So there are 4 plus 2 is 6. And these guys are a 4 down to a 3 plus 6 is 9. So the general will go back. Now we have a 3-2 situation. It's on a model. That's a stick again. Right, let's move around to the other combat. Here we have chariot versus mounted. That's a 3-3 and the overlap. Or we have a 2 versus 1. Let's go with a 2 versus 1. So we have a 4 versus 4. That's a stick. Okay. Alright. Let's try a 3 versus 3 with the overlap down to a 2. 5, 3. That's a better result. So they go to a 5 and these guys get to an 8. So they'll fall back a base width to here. Right, so no deaths in the family yet. Let's move on to the Assyrian turn. 6. Burnt biscuits, they're rolling like divas. Well, here's an obvious one here. We'll lap around. 1. This guy's got to go back in to try and even up the odds. So we're down to 4. Oh. We might have forgot some shooting. Let's do that now. Jiminy crickets. This archer will shoot it here. It's a 3-3. And that was worthwhile. So they'll go back. Beg your pardon. Alright, let's get back to where we were. 4 to go. Yes, down to 3. I think that has to be a move there. Might condemn the archers to death, but two left. I'll move this bad boy up. 1 to go. think this guy has to go to here to stop the flank getting whacked. Right. Shooting, I believe these guys can still shoot. 3-3. Oh, 6-1. That will kill these guys. Dead. Boom, first blood. Well done. Right, let's go into the combats. Let's start here. These guys are 4, double overlap down to a 2. The raiders are 4, 2-4. That's a win to the Assyrians. Pushes those guys back. Over here, I think we'll try the elite foot against the chariot at 3-3, hoping we will win and then double overlap their general. They did win. No, they didn't. It's a draw. It's the third stick in a row for those guys. They love fighting it out. Let's go here then. 3-4 to the Assyrians. Oh, so 3 plus 6 is 9. 4 plus 2 is 6. So they're just going back. Right, the last combats are over here. I think we'll go with the Lightfoot, who's 1, against the chariot 2, but he's overlapped, so it's a 1-1. Someone's going to die here. No, they're not. Oh my gosh. 1-1. It's a stick. Hold on to your trousers. Right, let's look here. We have 3 versus a 3, overlap down to a 2. So 5-8, the Hittites are going back. It's not really going too well for the Hittites, but it is their turn, so let's see what they can pull out of the bag. They've got all sorts of trouble going on. They're about to get outnumbered in the front. They're not making any headway here. Let's see what they get for pips. Oh, disaster. Disaster, disaster. 1 pip. All they can do is really go back in here to try and stave off disaster. Shooting. I believe the archers will shoot across here. Now first mounted, they will be a 3 versus 3. So that's no good. Right, fight. We might as well do this one right here we're in front of. There's been a stick for the last 3 turns. 3-2, to see if we can get a result. 5-3, so they're going to go back to there. Now the other fights here, we'll try the chariot. We need to push that off so that this guy doesn't die. And we didn't. 2 plus 6 is 8. 3 plus 7 is 7, so he's going back. So now the chariot's in a bit of bother. It's 1-1 again. No, it's 1-0 because they're double overlapped. Beg your pardon. Bugger. Dead. The Hittites have now lost 7 out of the 16 that they can win. Another 3 elements and their goose is cooked. And it is the Assyrian turn. Right, nothing really is happening in the village. I mean, the Horde don't want to go in because they fight at a minus and they can't move as a group. The Lightfoot are in there. They can't move as a group and they're out of visible contact of the general. Oh, no, they're not. But they will cost an extra pip to move, so it's going to be quite expensive. So I think that's going to be a non-event for the game. In the centre, the Assyrians are looking pretty good at this stage. There's a gap in the line here. Spearmen here to wrap the flank. The Hittites are in all sorts of trouble. Over on the left flank, it's all going down the toilet bowl for the Hittites. Right, let's see what the Assyrians get for pips. 3. I think they're going to go 1, 2, 3. Shooting. Let's go with the spearman. 3-3. That's a pushback. So these guys are forced to come back. Right, let's have a look at the last comment here. We have a chariot versus foot is 2, flanked 1, overlapped 0, versus skirmishers versus mounted, which is 1. And there we go. 1, 1. Hold on to your trousers. That's a death in the family. 2 plays 1, doubled. And he pursues. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's not good for it's not good for the Hittites at all. They're in a lot of bother now. Let's see what they can do for pips. 5 pips. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I think they're going to go in there for 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Shooting. Oh. 3 and 2 is 5. 3 and 6 is 9. It's just going to force them back one more time. I've not used archers before, and they're proving pretty effective actually. Effective more than I thought they'd be. Right, combats. Let's start over here. We've got light foot, light foot versus each other. They're both 3s, but they both have fillets down to 2. Oh, finally some good news for the Hittites. So 2 plus 5 is 7. 2 plus 1 is 3. That's a double. They die. And they come forward. Right, moving into the centre. Let's try our luck here. 3-3, both overlaps, so 2-2. That's a win for the Hittites, but not a double. So they will come back. Here we have the same thing, overlapped, so it's a 2-2. So these guys will come back. That is quite bad news for the general, because now it's in danger of getting double overlapped. Now, our last combat over here on the right flank will be 3 overlap 2 verse 3. So that gets to 4, 4, 8. That's a double. Dead, deady dead. Oh, the Hittites making a late comeback. Over to the Assyrian turn. 6, that's what they needed. Crikey, they've rolled some good pips in this game. Let's go in here for 1. General versus general, but he's overlapped, so that's going to be a bit of pain. These guys aren't zocked. I think I'll risk it and move to there. And I think I'm just going to risk it. Let's try here. Into 3 pips. Move this guy up. This guy up. And this guy up. Let's try shooting. Let's shoot the archers at this chariot. 2-2. That's nothing. It's a draw. Just go to combat. Let's fight this one here, smack in the middle. This could be the game. 4, double overlap 2, plays 4. That's a win, but it's not a double. So he's going to force him back. They should be all touching. Let's try here. The raiders into the side of the Lightfoot. The raiders are 4, the Lightfoot are 3, overlapped 2, or flanked I should say. That's bad news for the Hittites. They'll die. So they're on 14. If the Assyrians can win this combat, that's the game. Oh. Three, flanked 2, overlapped 1. 3 plus 2 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. Dead. Let's take a quick look around the battlefield. The village, as I say, was a non-event. The horde weren't going in there. They struggle in villages. They fight poor. They can't move. The Hittites, probably was a mistake to commit their Lightfoot there. They weren't moving anywhere. They could have just chucked one in there. In the centre, the archers, which I've never used before, did surprisingly well, and they broke up the line. The Hittite chariots in the middle. The battle between these two just went on for ages, and that really killed them. Let the Assyrians bring up numbers and to surround them. And over here, the 2 skirmishes that the Assyrians placed in the field paid real dividends. They came out and brought strength in numbers against these 2 chariots, and they just couldn't do anything. I think if the Assyrians had swapped the elite cavalry on the outside, they have a better factor against the skirmishers and could have perhaps won that battle. But there you have it. So if this at all piques your interest, if you made it this far through the video, thank you very much. You're a legend. I'll try and put some links down to the Triumph site by Rob Kane that provides some real good insights on how these rules work. If this system piques your interest, I'm hoping to do a few more games. It's a great system, and as I say, you can smack a couple of these games out in a club night, no problem at all. Cheers for watching. Bye.